Today we are going to start chapter 3, which is all about decimals, okay? Today we're going to talk about chapter 3.1, which is all about thousands, the thousands place when we're talking about decimals, okay? Your learning goal today is to be able to model. Right when you hear the word model, what should you be thinking in your head? What does it mean to model something, Sarah?
So like to draw a picture.
To draw a picture. Yeah, to draw a quick picture or a diagram. So you're going to be able to model, you're going to be able to read and write decimals all the way to the thousandths place. Okay? Or maybe we'll review it right now. So as you know, there's different digits can be put into different place values, right? Kind of like the chart we have up here. And we've also worked this year with millions, thousands, as well as hundreds, tens, and ones, right? So after the ones place, to the right of the ones place, we can have different place values too. We can have tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. I would like for you to copy this chart right now into your notebook, this chart. Please copy it into your notebook. So we're noticing that the names of the place values to the right of the decimal point all have the letters TH at the end. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. And the digits to the left, or the place values to the left of the decimal sign, don't have those TH, huh? That's an interesting thing to notice. Okay, so to model or to draw and represent decimals up to the thousandths, let's start with the square. Okay, let's say that this big square equals 1. This represents 1. Okay? What I want you to do is I want you to please divide this large square into 10 equal columns or rectangles. So you're going to draw columns down like this so that you have 10 equal parts. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oops, I need to draw one more. Okay, so you should have divided your rectangle or your big square into 10 little rectangles. Give me a thumbs up once you are finished with this. Let's go ahead and shade one of those in. Shade in one rectangle. Okay, it doesn't need to be your best work of art ever. Just shade it so you know what it means. Now, what part of the square is shaded in? What part of the rectangle is shaded in? How many parts are shaded in? Neha, how many parts are shaded in? One part out of a total of how many parts are shaded in? So 1 out of 10 parts are shaded in. How would you say this fraction in word form? Shreya?
1/10.
1/10. Do we also know how to write 1/10 as a decimal?
Yes.
We put 1 in the tenths place. So I want you to go ahead and shade in 1 and write that is 1/10 as a fraction or 1/10 as a decimal. You know that this in decimal form is 1/10 because you have 1 in the tenths place. You also know that fraction 1/10 means 1 out of the 10 parts is shaded in. 1/10 of this square is now shaded in. Okay, now what I want you to do is you're going to go the other way now and divide it into 10 rows this way. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is to use your pencil and draw like a pattern, like maybe a polka dot pattern in one of those little squares that you just created. Okay, it's just a different pattern so you can tell it's something different. Now, I want to know what fraction of the entire square did you just polka dot? How many sections did you polka dot? Jason, how many sections did you polka dot? 1 section out of a total of how many sections? 100. So 1 over 100. How do we say that fraction? 1 out of 100. How do we say that fraction as a word? Daniel? 1/100ths. So if I want to put 1 in the hundredths place, how would I write that as a decimal? Well, it'd be 0.01 because now the 1 is in the decimal, or in the hundredths place. So go ahead and write 1/100th, both as a fraction and as a decimal. And you can see that over here, you have 1/100th that is polka dotted in. Now, I want you to draw a circle around maybe your bottom right-hand hundredth of a square, and we're going to enlarge it. Go ahead and draw as if we used a magnifying glass and we're looking at it through a magnifying glass or a microscope, and now it's bigger. I want you to divide that one into 10. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now one of your hundredths is divided into 10 rectangles as well. And I want you to shade in one of those little tiny divided into 10 rectangles. Now, if I were to do this to every single little tiny square here, first of all, how many squares do I have here on my thing? How many? 100. If I were to divide each 100 square into 10 parts, I would have how many parts total? I'd have 100 times 10. What's 100 times 10?
1,000.
So if I were to do this for every single square here, how many little tiny sections would I have? 1,000, right? Now I shaded in one of those thousands. So what fraction now of this entire box did I shade in? What fraction? How many sections did I shade in just now? Yarden? I shaded in, I'll do it in blue so you can see it better. Yeah, I shaded in 1 out of a total of how many? There's only 10 here, but pretend I did it for all of them. Yeah, there would be 1 out of 1,000, otherwise known as 1,000th. Can you please also write the decimal form for 1,000? 0.001, because now my 1 is in the thousandths place. I have 1,000th of the entire box shaded in. The relationship of a digit in different place value positions is the same with decimals as it is with whole numbers. That's good news because you're already pros at the whole numbers, so you'll be pros with the decimals too, okay? You can use your understanding of place value patterns and a place value chart to help you write decimals that are 10 times as much or 1/10 of a decimal, okay? What number blank is 10 times as much as 0.04? First of all, 0.04. How do I say that number using words? How do I say that number using words? Liam?
400.
400ths. So what number is 10 times bigger than 400ths? Well, in order to find something that's 10 times bigger, we're going to move over one spot to the left. So what number would be 10 times bigger than 400ths? Rashika? 4/10. Go ahead and write that in your notebook. That 4/10 is 10 times as much as 400ths. Go ahead and also draw this place value chart. What number is 1/10 of 400ths? Yanming? 4,000ths. Yep. And I know that because I'm moving one spot over in the place value chart to the right to go 1/10 the size. Okay. So let's take what we know about that. And let's try to figure out this chart. Let's see if we can fill out this chart, okay? So you're going to see this in your homework, so I want you to please write this down in your notebook, okay? Copy down this chart right here.